been a couple of crazy weeks.
Our solar setup has been doing great with this crazy cold weather, though.
You know, it's better than living in crazy cold weather, though. Florida.
It's been fun here, but now it's time to get back to the real world.
We have generator work to do.
It's finally time to move this generator to its new home. This is the generator that we decided to go with.
It's a Westinghouse 20 kilowatt portable generator. Has two 50 amp outlets, two 50 amp 240 volt outlets, and one 30 amp 120 volt outlet.
Why so many outlets?
Because it's 20 kilowatt and nothing really works after 50 amps anyway.
Why did we go with portable versus a whole house system?
It's cheaper, it's easier, and it doesn't require any permits to have a portable generator. Additionally, if you could pick it up, if there was a problem with it, you can take this to any small engine repair shop and they can fix it. Whereas if it was a whole house one, you have to have somebody come out and look at it and fix it. And it's just all around, it's more expensive to have a whole house generator than it is a portable one.
What is the drawback as compared to a whole house generator?
A whole house generator has one line going, one 240 volt line going to your a breaker panel or something of that sort, and that makes things a lot easier. However, this one I'll have four lines going into the garage, and each thing will go to a specific device rather than going to a breaker box.
I guess it's time to get into the install.
Before we left for Florida, I got a little bit done. I got the two 50 amps and the conduit is already installed.
Let's go take a look.
All right, so here's where my two 50 inlets are coming through. This will go up and then through.
I see copper.
Yes, this is my ground. So our solar array that came in was grounded over there. So I'm going from a ground to here, and then to the building.
You're very grounded.
What did I do?
Oh, I meant grounded in a good way.
Oh, I was a good boy.
This metal conduit then makes its way up and across the garage, all the way over to there. With the conduit all done, next up is
Wire.
That was a softball for you.
I think I nailed it. Maybe it wasn't a home run, but I hit it. Didn't bunt.
What kind of wire?
This stuff is 8 gauge. This is going to go for the 30 amp ones. This is all THHN. My understanding is you can't use Romex and that kind of stuff through conduit, so you have to use individual strands. So this makes it a lot more fun.
Hey, look, you can see our solar panels from out the window.
You know what else I see? Squirrel! Back to wiring.
Okay. The wire is all put together and ready to be pulled.
It's my nest. I like it.
This makes me think of a line that we heard on a TV show that makes me laugh. That you're so skinny that you could hula hoop through a Cheerio.
If I was 20, maybe. I can't hula hoop anymore.
Oh, so the size isn't the issue, it's the skill set?
It's going straight down. Well, basically what I've done is I've made two sets of 6-3 and two sets of 8-3. So I'm matching the wire size to each outlet.
And each outlet requires, let me see if I've got this, an L1, an L2, a neutral, and a ground.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Look at you. You're luring.
Next up then, we need to get all of this wire through the conduit.
Yep.
Here we go.
Nope.
Here we go.
You gotta feed it.
Okay, pull. It's working. Sort of. Just that much more to go. Success.
Made it through.
Have fun wiring.
Thanks.
We will come back for a show and tell when you've got it all done.
Okay.
Who's that?
Well, it's half a day, you know?
Wiring is now complete.
Yes.
Let's do a walkthrough of the whole system now.
Okay. We have our two, oh my, 50 amp outlets.
Very secure.
Clearly. And two 30 amp outlets. And I think by code you have to have a 120 outlet for plugging in things, which we'll actually use to charge keep the battery for the generator topped off.
And let's go inside.
Okay.
You want to try opening that again?
This is the octopus. There's your 250s, the 230s. They go up and into this box. I've coiled it up so just in the event that we ever need some extra, I got some. And that goes this way, up and over, all the way across the garage into this box.
Tickle, tickle.
So from here, my 230s come down into these two outlets. The 50 comes into the 50, and the final one goes to the Sol-Ark. That gives me the flexibility to charge however I want. I can charge with 1, 2, or 3 of the Chargeverters. I can charge with the Sol-Ark. I can charge with all 4 of them if I want.
It's time to put the generator to the test.
There will be 2 tests. The first test will be charging the battery bank with the EG4 Chargeverters. Then we'll shut these down and we will try charging the EG4 batteries with the Sol-Ark. If you are interested in either of these EG4 products, we got everything from Signature Solar. The information is in our show notes below via our affiliate link.
Now, on to the test.
Step 1, turn the Chargeverters on.
And why are there 3 of them?
Because we have a 20 kilowatt generator, we can use 3 of these. These are about 5,000, a little over 5,000 watts each.
So we might as well max out the capability of our generator.
We're using 2 gallons an hour no matter what, whether we're using 1 watt or 15,000 watts. So it just makes more efficient use of the generator.
All right, turn them on.
Okay.
I'm always still kind of pleasantly surprised when things turn on. The generator is now all plugged in. And those are some major cords.
Well, there's some major power going through them, so yeah, they gotta be thick.
What's next?
Fire up the generator.
After you start it up, then we'll go inside and see what it looks like?
Correct.
All right.
Here we go.
And?
This guy is starting to charge. It's ramping up. 40 amps going in and it's ramping up. Well, that means that's all working. Oh. That actually, oh, interesting. Now the Sol-Ark one is working.
You turned on 2 lines, so you think you turned on one of the charge controllers and then the one that goes to the Sol-Ark?
Yeah, I might have had somebody crisscross.
So much for doing separate tests.
Yeah.
But they're both working.
What's it looking like? We'll fire up the other ones and see what happens here.
Now he's turning on the remaining 2 breakers, which means we should be using full power Okay, so you added the final two, so all three charge controllers are now working.
All three Chargeverters. Two of them definitely are. Still not seeing this one. Two are working like they're supposed to. This one, I don't know why it isn't yet. I'm just a dummy. I didn't turn the breaker on. It's ramping up just fine now.
Okay, good.
So yeah, all the Chargeverters are working correctly. And I guess so is the Sol-Ark.
Hooray!
So we now have confirmed that the generator is capable of charging either through the Chargeverters or the Sol-Ark. We're ramping up, but I'm gonna kill it because we're basically at full anyway.
Here's what it looks like with the Sol-Ark getting charged by the generator.
Why we're at 1 kilowatt is a question. Successful test
Hooray!
with some dumbness, but all self-inflicted.
Are there any future changes that you think we might have to make as we try this out?
Yeah, this doesn't have a nice simple little 2-wire generator, auto generator start. There's some hacks to make that happen, and that's one thing that I do want to do.
Also, what was up with the Sol-Ark?
I think it's because we're almost full to begin with. We're at 90+% battery state of charge. So it's like, why on earth would you be charging with a generator?
So it was working, the process was working, it was just trickling in the power.
Correct.
We will keep an eye on that, and the next time we actually really do need to charge the batteries, if they're lower, we'll try again.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the program, the soonest you can start charging is 51 volts. We're at 53.3, so it's saying no.
Besides, it's better to use this beautiful sun.
Yes.
So to wrap up, with all those beautiful solar panels back there, I'm hoping that we're never actually going to need to use this generator.
But 2 is 1, 1 is none. With this, we have a backup.
And don't forget, if you want any information on the solar panels or the batteries or those Chargeverters, check out Signature Solar, link below. Next up, I believe we're going to move on to protecting all of this equipment with
EMP shield, which is lightning protection, as well as if the sun decides to belch and break things.
Stay tuned while we figure out how to install EMP shield. And in the meantime, thanks for watching. Ooh, look, an alligator.
Do they like to be pet?
Let's not find out.
Sure. He thinks I should.
Now walk off into the sunset. It's that way.
But I'll be heading towards the alligators.
Walk off into the sunset.
Hey.
You can stop now. If you enjoy our videos, we'd really appreciate it if you would take a second and subscribe to our channel. Thanks. And until next time, like our farm sign says, just keep growing.